My beautiful girls, there comes a time where sometimes you need to leave well enough alone. Go ahead and set them free. Let's talk about it. Hey. What's up? I'm your girl, Jay Marie. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Girl Talk with Jay Marie. And yes, y'all, it's Girl Talk, but a wise man is listening with his ears real close because today's episode is not just about the guys, but it is definitely about the ladies. And let me tell you why it's really important that you subscribe, like, and share and comment. Of course, I really want to hear your feedback. Shout out to the people who do give me some feedback and share their stories because it gives me insight on what we can keep talking about. I really love and appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for the new subscribers. So click subscribe. We got so much to talk about this year, and we're going to get started with the first thing today. I have entitled this episode Set Me Free, and I'm going to tell you two things. One is it was inspired by Leela James' song. If you just go back and listen to the song, if you've never heard it, listen to it, and it is a beautiful song. But more than anything, it's kind of empowering, and it's also it's eye-opening. So if it's empowering to hopefully that you understand you're not the only person possibly going through that, and you have a way to get out of it, and there is something that you can do to be set free, or you should be the one setting somebody free. That's why I say it's like an eye-opener. I really love that song. I love music, so I get inspired to do a lot of things because of music, and I chose this song in particular today because I was listening to it. It came on my man playlist. I play that playlist when I was go, oh man, this is a good song. And so there's a playlist like that. I know I'm crazy. But let me get straight to it because this isn't for everybody. And I just want to make sure I say that very clear because I think some people will try to use something like this as like an escape route. When you really should probably be working on your stuff. You think this is the one that I'm talking to you when I say it's time to go. The people that this is for, you will genuinely know it's you. Like everything in your relationship, and this is about relationships. I'm not talking about family members. I'm not talking about jobs like we talked about last week. They don't deserve your presence. It's a little bit of a spin from that, but more so it's about relationships and how we need to know that sometimes we are sitting in a relationship because we're waiting on the other person to set us free. And it's not their responsibility to set you free. But if you are that person that's causing some of the chaos, maybe you know and maybe you don't, let the person go. I mean, you got crazy people that might not leave when you say, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. But then you also have people who are kind of waiting on you to just be like, yo, this ain't working. Because both of y'all already know that. So I'm not going to jump too far ahead. I want to not miss any of these points, first of all. So I want to touch everything that I said. And the topic again is called Set Me Free. And then it could also be Set Them Free. You might be the one, Moses. I'm just kidding. But for real, you might be the one that's supposed to be setting the person out of your relationship free, your partner free, your girlfriend or boyfriend free. And when I say that, I'm talking about girlfriends and boyfriends. I'm not really talking about marriage. Y'all go before God before you leave somebody in a marriage. That ain't what I'm talking about. I don't have the authority to tell you to be set free in a marriage. That is completely outside of my realm. You need to talk to God, and y'all need to go to counseling. Y'all got a lot of things to do before you leave in a marriage. It is not just, okay, I'm done, I'm good. I feel like a marriage is much more sacred. In relationships, we are in the relationships that are not considered a marriage. We're trying to understand each other. We're trying to learn about each other. And we're trying to figure out what can we do to be together to make this work, because it's not going to be perfect, but is this making sense? So that's what I'm talking about here. Is it time for them to go? Because I'm going to go into a little bit of my own personal story where I was the person that was asking to be set free, but I didn't say it with words. I should have been out of the relationship that I was in last, and I kept on like, that song resonates with me so much because it's like we just holding on to what are we doing, and I know I had my reasons for being in the relationship, And whatever his reasons were, obviously they weren't enough to keep me engaged and to make me believe that he loved me and deserved me and all these things. So I was the one who initiated it. And I asked, set me free. Some people don't do that. Some people want you to break the bond and then they can be like, oh, feel sorry for themselves. But in reality, they've been dragging you through something that was so heavy and so like no peace in it, because you were dealing with a person who didn't want to be in a relationship, or maybe they're using you for something, which is what I kind of felt. I was like, I don't know if it's the physical part. I don't know if it's because your life isn't as fun and you need me to keep it spicy. And I mean, not trying to be funny, but that's what it felt like. And I never talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it with my girls and the wise men listening, because you might be in that same situation. So as I said, we're speaking about specific things today. So I'm not telling you to leave your marriage. If y'all in a marriage and y'all got to work on some stuff, you better talk to God. Don't talk to girl talk. That's where you go to God. I didn't tell you to get married, and I ain't telling you to get out of it. So that's something you deal with him. I don't play around with marriage like that. That's something I treat it differently. Now, I can do whatever I want as a single person, in my opinion, but I don't mess around with marriage because it's much more sacred to me. So you guys let God tell you what to do with your marriage. But as far as us single folks, that is single means you ain't married. For us that ain't married, I'm talking to us. So what are you holding on to it for? That's the main thing. So why are you still dealing with that person? Why is that person still dealing with you? I think we all know when, as my mama say, you need to know when to leave well enough alone. And that is what it is. Like, I, again, will go back into my own situation so I can help bring some context. I knew pretty much the first 5 to 6 months that I was with the person that I was with last, that this wasn't going to work for me. I knew it. And I broke up with that person. In the first 5 to 6 months, I lead the lead in breaking up with somebody fast. I just do. Because be like this. Nope. And maybe I also was a little bit afraid of commitment at certain times. But that's another topic for another day. But for sure, I still knew that he wasn't the one, if you will. And I just kept dealing with him. Even after we broke up, then we got back together. Then he broke up with me. Then we got back together. Then I broke up with him again. And that was it. And so it's just like, this is dumb. I just wasted now almost 3 years of my life doing back and forth with somebody that I knew in 5 to 6 months it wasn't it. And I think it's just equivalent to the people who know in 5 or 6 months that it is it. And so many people are like, oh my God, how did you already fill in the blank with somebody? And it's like, because just like I can tell when it ain't, people can tell when it is. So you need to know when to leave well enough alone. I really love how in that song she's basically talking about, like, you didn't call me. You wasn't trying to go out. She may not say all this stuff, but I'm just gonna bring some things that you might know. They don't call. They ain't saying good morning or good night. They don't want to spend no quality time. They got an attitude when you around them. They don't speak life into you. They're not proud and encouraged by you. There's so many things that give you signs. I mean, you done caught them with other people. There's so many things that give you signs that this person ain't really riding with you like that. So what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? I said I was going to be serious this episode, but that was pretty funny. What are you waiting for, huh? 2 points to anybody that can tell me what movie that's from. But it's crazy because we stay in these relationships with people when you know all of those things we just listed are not even happening, and that brings you joy. That makes you happy. That makes you in love. You can't even fall in love with somebody who don't do the basics, but we're so afraid to not either have that plus one because everybody else does, or have too many plus ones along the line because you're not sure who you want to choose. That was also me. I mean, I always had somebody. Don't get it confused. I had a team. But it was like, okay, everybody wants you to settle down. Everybody's asking you to get married. Everybody's wondering when you're going to settle. And it's like you try to pick a person to be that person and try to shape them and make them all of this. And this goes into my next point. People going to do what they want to do. I saw a very simple post that was perfect like that. People do what they want to do. Period. And that wasn't what it said. It was literally the end of the sentence. Because that's all it is. Every person that you in a relationship with, including your physical relationships, romantic relationships, they're going to do what they want to do. If they want to be nice to you, they're going to be nice to you. If they want to call you, they're going to call you. If they want to tell you good morning, you beautiful, they're going to say good morning, beautiful. And we love a good morning, beautiful text message. I know I do, because God knows in the morning everybody ain't beautiful. But anyhow, we appreciate when you say it. So when they say they want to be something for you or do something for you, they will do just that. And if they haven't done it, then damn it, they not gonna do it. And I know it's so difficult to take and swallow that damn pill. But just like I did this, and I swallowed a drink of water, for those of you who are listening on the podcast, we have to swallow that pill just as easy. It comes to you very quickly. You know when it's over. Move the hell on and set them free. If you are the person who holds someone captive, you know you're doing it. You know you're doing it. You know you don't want to be with them. And that's what I mean by holding them captive. It don't matter why I continue to be in a situation that I shouldn't be in. If I know damn good and well, like if I'm with the dude that I ain't even trying to give the time of day to, I'm not even trying to do right by him. I'm either cheating on him, I don't talk to him, I don't want to hang out in public with them. Just let him go. Why you send him out to the fish? You know how you catch a fish on a hook? I always got to come with the analogies. You know how you catch a fish on the hook and you realize it's wobbling and flinging and wobbling and I can't do nothing with this fish. Throw that fish back out to the sea. And that's exactly what you need to do. You got a fish on the hook that you don't even want to eat. You don't want that fish. It's too little for you. You don't want that fish. It's too busy for you. Whatever it is, throw it back out there. Because you know what? This is my other point, and this is one of the last ones that I wanted to say, is she says this in the song, there's something better for both of us. There's something better for both of y'all. If I'm sitting here holding on to the ex if I would have kept him around, he could be with some chick that likes his monotone. He could be with some chick who ain't gonna care that he is not really emotionally intelligent. So if that's the case, then I could let him go and be with her. Y'all can have y'all wounds together. I want somebody that loves their mama. I want somebody that's gonna take care of their parents. That means they're gonna help take care of me. They're gonna love on me when I don't feel good. I want the man that's gonna buy me some soups when I'm sick and bring me some orange juice. You know, that's the person I want. So if I know damn good and well that I'm not getting that from that person and I'm not feeling them, they not feeling me, it just feel like we doing this for the sake of everybody else, goodbye, Felicia. Disperse from one another. It's okay. You didn't fail. I give you more points because you figured it out before you got married and had to be like, oh God, what was I thinking? I'm for real. Like, I give the person who decided to be a serial dater so much credit because it's not easy doing that. Taking a chance 1,000,000 times, hoping that this person's going to be the one. Again, it's no different than the fishing. It's like, damn, I still don't have no fish. I've been on here for 5 hours and ain't got nothing. That's a long time if you fishing. But 5 years equivalent when you dating in the world. So all I'm asking you is set me free. I'm saying set me free if you don't want me. I'm telling you, I'm going to set you free if I don't want you. And so you know which side of the ball you fall on. You got to be bold and brave, whichever side that is, and decide to let a person go. Don't be afraid to be by yourself sometimes. Don't be afraid to be single. Don't be afraid to be in the bed alone. Don't be afraid to be celibate. Jennifer, talking about me. Don't be afraid to do that. It's okay, because I guarantee you, and I'm guaranteeing this out of hope, but I guarantee you that if you just keep trying, it might not be just yet, but you're gonna get your person. I believe we get a person. There's a person for you, and you don't get that person by holding on to the wrong thing and keeping the wrong people. So if you know that ain't your girl, you know that ain't your dude, set them free. If you know that you holding on to something that ain't doing it for you, set me free. If I ain't doing it for you, let me go. We good. And see, girls and guys, don't be acting crazy when they tell you that it ain't working. Let somebody tell you it ain't working for them. That's just like we ask, hey, do I look fat in this? And you do look fat in it. You know, you a little bloated. Like me, I'm hella bloated right now. I mean, if I ask somebody, do I look fat? They better tell me yes, or I won't believe nothing else they say. Because I do right now. My stomach is protruding. It's okay to tell somebody the truth, and we got to be okay to receive the truth. So everybody, take a deep breath, exhale, and keep it real. Set me free or set them free, whatever side that is. Do you need to let that person go, or should you be letting somebody go, or should they be letting you go? But somebody got to tell the truth and shame the devil. Everybody ain't supposed to be in every situation that they in, and you gonna be miserable for how long? How long? Did I say everything? How long we wait for them to leave us, and it just don't make no sense. We just can't keep waiting on this. Your time ain't promised. Go do something to make you happy. And they ain't doing that for you. Be by your damn self if you need to be by yourself. Don't let nobody hold you hostage in a relationship for the sake of saying that you in one. And that's how you going to start this 2022 calendar year, is by saying, I'm not sitting around waiting on you. If you don't love me, set me free. And if they don't set you free, you escape. Your name is Toby, not Kunta. Or is it Kunta, not Toby? Dang, I done forgot. Okay, don't take my black car. I done forgot which one it is, because that's what happens. My brain is shot right now. So anyway, speaking of black people stuff, first of all, Kunta, oh my God, I gotta remember. It's gonna drive me crazy. Well, everybody in the comments is gonna talk about me not remembering. Is it Kunta or Toby? What's your name? I am crazy. I forgot. Damn. Anyways, it'll come back to me while we talking. Because in this segment, we're talking about, girl, talk about it. It's so wild. As I talk about somebody setting you free, this is why. Because you want to live your life to the fullest extent. And today at Girl Talk About It, Sidney Poitier passed away at age 94 on Friday, January 7th, 2022. So 1 week after Betty White, one of the other legends in the game, we lose Sidney Poitier, who was obviously legendary for the African American community, but for the acting world altogether, for activism altogether. You know, that he did everything right as far as leaving a legacy goes, in my opinion. And it's the kind of life you really want to live. So I just want to say, bless him, bless his gift that he left with everybody. Thank you for everything you done for us. And remember that this is the times where you need to pick a baton up. Whether you a man, whether you a black man, whether you in entertainment, pick up the baton and do what your assignment is next. And that's how that goes. When we lose people in this capacity, I think it requires us to do better, because that's what we're supposed to be doing as we continue to live our lives, so we can hear job well done. Our good and faithful servant, as God would tell us at the end of our lives. And speaking of the end of somebody's life as well, the end of life for the killers of Ahmaud Arbery, thankfully the judge, who was absolutely powerful and incredible in handling this case, in my opinion, when it comes to the sentencing, they actually were given, the dad, who was Travis and Gregory McMichael, they were given life in prison without the opportunity or chance of parole for their roles in the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. And the neighbor was given 30 years in prison that must be served before they can even be up for parole. So thankfully he'll be old by then. But I am so grateful that accountability was served in this situation. And I'm praying that it makes people think twice before you do a hate crime, such a heinous hate crime, such a disgusting and horrific. This, like, we don't need horror movies when we had to see something like that happen to a young man that did nothing wrong. And God bless his family, his mother, who was determined to get justice for her son. Oh, I'm so grateful that she's able to see the level of justice that was served today in Georgia, of all places. So it was a huge deal on January 7th when they were given these sentences. So I just thank you so much for just holding these men accountable. The state of Georgia is going to get an eye opener. And so are many people that think they can treat people of color any old way. It's over for you. And the officers that think they can do that as well. Like, it's a wrap. You see, people are going to jail now, okay? So you're not just going to be killing folks for the willy-nilly of it because you don't like the color of their skin or something that they said or did to you that looked intimidating or felt like, you know, that you were prejudiced to them. It's just not happening anymore. And I thank God that these men are going to be locked up for life, thankfully. And I'm unfortunate for their families that they have to deal with the decision making of these people. It's sad for their families that didn't want to be that way. Maybe they're not racist. Maybe they're not killers, and they have to sit here and watch what happened to these guys and be dealing with them and locked up for life because of their stupid decision to do what they did to that poor baby. So, you know, bye. Shoot, lock them up, throw away the key, moving on, and thank goodness that there's some justice to be served before justice, if you will, accountability, because I don't think there's justice when somebody loses their kid or a family member. You really can't get justice, but you can say accountability was served for sure. So that's what's happening in around the world, and you should already know some of these things, but you know I love Girl Talk About It because I'll get you there if you don't. And I also want you to make sure to follow Prayer on the Spot, which is my prayer ministry, so you can get your prayers and your daily words and just be inspired by the word of God. And I'm going to use a scripture connected to this word today, or the topic that we talked about, being set free. And the scripture comes from John 8:32. Whew, it's right on time. And it says, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. It's very simple and sweet. And you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Now, we know the truth is God. We know the truth is Jesus. He's the way, the truth, and the life. He's all of this. But in this context, I'm talking about the truth, just like Jesus set you free. When you know the truth in the little things, when you know the truth about the relationship that you in, you know the truth. We got the Holy Spirit in us. That's why you got to love Jesus, because you got it inside of you. It's your knower. He is your knower. You know, like this. Things are right, things are wrong. And when you know the truth, bye. Why am I waiting? So if you need to say bye today, or if you need to tell somebody bye, please do it. Be free. Like the butterfly, be free. Now, y'all got the chance to write your own happy ending. You do. Get to writing. Get to writing. If it don't make you happy, erase it and start over again and get to work, because you get the opportunity to change the course of what's happening by your choices and your decisions. So, let's do it. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Girl Talk with J. Marie. I appreciate y'all so much. I'll talk to you next week. And set me free, because I'm just holding on to nothing. Go download Lila James, because that song was powerful, baby. Bye, y'all.